Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Melaina Landriault, and I want to thank you all for sharing space with me today. And for those of you returning, thank you for coming back. Today is, I believe it's the 25th of May, and I was going to do some older channels that I had, but then I was reminded in various ways of some recent channels that need to go together. So I'm going to be giving those today first. I'm just going to clear the energy a little bit. I hope you guys are all doing well. So I pulled some dice today in regards to the channeled and dreams that I received over the last little while. And what came up was somebody's going over their steps. They're retracing steps is what I get from this reverse person walking. Something that could do with a death. This came out sideways. So a death that could be uncovered or has been uncovered based on someone's healing journey is what I'm getting with this pineal gland. And what I think I mean by that is somebody who has done some significant healing in regards to their past, that they're able to perhaps see things in a different way or a unique way. And the reason why I'm saying that is we have a Sagittarius energy coming out, and it's in the reverse. And the Sagittarius in reverse could be somebody who's blunt, they're pushy, they could be restless, even exaggerating of their tales or their experiences that they're sharing. And they're associated with the 9th house, which could be, or is all about philosophy and travel. And in particular, what illuminated in regards to the 9th house is foreigners and distance, as well as overseas and ethics. And then I also sought the word education and expansion. And I feel like when I was seeing that, it was like this proposal of expansion through education. And this could also pertain to maybe in-laws, someone's in-laws, or marrying, maybe marriage, and all the associated connections with that. It could also be in relation to someone's beliefs or their religious preference. Could also be very relevant in this particular message. So guys, when I'm giving these messages, as always, it's based in dreams that I receive. It's based in visions that I get. It's based in channeled or downloads or songs, number sequences. Like, it's all sorts of little synchronicities that I have listened to throughout my entire life. And I essentially place them together in some form of a message that comes out through tarot, oracle card, through mediumship. Okay? So take what fits and leave what doesn't, okay? You don't need to take the whole story and make it your own. When that said, I roll the dice for additional source energy to place into the message. I could use tarot, oracle card. I could do my own cards that I've created through over the years of learning things and experiencing things, right? Every reader is different, but when you're coming to my channel, I don't want you to just assume this as the only truth. It may be relevant. It may make sense to you. And if it helps you in any way, shape, or form, that's why I do it. But aside from that, it's a reading, okay? It's for fun. Although there could be some huge tones or some significance in it that's very realistic, could become realistic. So although I do put that disclosure because I am approaching it in a light way, there are things that I see, things that I dream about that are not light, things that I experience that are not light, meaning they're heavy, or in essence, in regards to triggering or trauma. My life has been filled with a lot of triggering and traumatic events. So I am obviously going to be someone who expresses from my own personal experiences in life. So if you are resonating with me, you likely also have had maybe perhaps some triggering or traumatic events in your life. And maybe you're feeling some form of reflection with me in regards to wanting to watch my videos or listen to the messages. So just be mindful. Use your discernment, please, when you are coming in to take from my messages, okay? I just get the sense that some people are watching it and they think it's all about them, and it may not even be about them at all. So be mindful. That energy of mindfulness is really setting in just to slow down your pace and be mindful. And this is something that I too have struggled with over the years, where there's this balance that's necessant to understand and correlate in regards to our journeys, our personal journeys as people. And it's coming up in the channel a lot today as I transcribed. I'll share that in a moment, but just mindfulness and the subtle balance of it, not to be too rushed to the conclusion, to the assumption, to the judgment, just to be mindful of the information that's sitting with you. And either you allow it in or you don't. That's your choice. Okay? I'm just going to leave that there. So, the fifth house also came up, and it came out sideways as well. The fifth house is about creative expression, creativity, and in particular, wait, I want to verify that. I feel like I think that's the correct one. Yes. Okay, I always hate looking at this card because the way they write it out. Anyways, when I looked up the fifth house, the creativity is about creative self-expression. And because it came out sideways, what illuminated on the card was, to me, it felt like something was shady. And in particular, to do with sexuality. It could also involve children. Some sort of entertainment as well. And risk-taking and gambling was also very prevalent in the illumination of what was showing up for me on the card in regards to the fifth house. So something about creative expression, self-expression. Then we also have the first house again, which is about individuality. So something that's leaving an impression, a self-image, characteristics, desires, and what motivates someone in regards to their individuality is also of significance. Pardon me. Also, Uranus energy came up, and the significance of this was particularly something about the transforming. Something that is transforming is significant. Now, this could be past, present, or future. Something that was put into something that was transforming. And the significance of its transformation as well is significant. Now, I feel like these messages, oftentimes when I'm doing them, are hitting multitudes of people in multiple layers and levels. It's not just one message, which is why I feel like it's kind of all over the place. At least that's how it feels to me. I'm not sure if you guys feel that way. But sometimes the messages can be like very intricate in depth with one particular component. But then there are aspects when I do the channels that I notice that go into multiple like feels like pathways and lanes the way that I see it. So take that how it resonates, but I feel like that was important to acknowledge. So again, with the Uranus energy, something about changes to a structure, and this could be to do with some sort of new beginning, like someone getting another chance. And this energy feels shady. It doesn't feel significant, like congratulations, you got a raise or a promotion. This is like you better not F this up again, is kind of the energy that it feels like. And then something also spontaneous and unpredictable has to do with the Uranus energy. So today I heard welcome to Central Canada. And I was like, what? And I felt so stupid because I am Canadian, but I had to look up Central Canada. Don't judge me. Just to see, because I felt like it was going to be here, but I just wanted to ensure that I was correct about that. And it was. So Central Canada is significant. And I'm not going to put any more emphasis on what I think that is, because it was just really bizarre to hear it. Just before I heard welcome to Central Canada, in the background of that vision or that message, I was hearing, again, the song I heard earlier in the week, and it's kind of a reminder that this is the message that I had to share today. I was hearing that Pretty Little Baby song that's everywhere right now. I don't know if you guys are seeing it and everything, but at least my kids and a lot of people are watching videos in my home over the past week, like little kids shorts or something, or that have like that song in the background for some reason. So that's significant. Maybe kid shows are significant, because those are my children that are watching some shows when they get their moments to watch what they prefer to watch, and these are the songs that are in the background, this song in particular. And then I don't know what this is about, but a dish soap dispenser is significant. I was particularly seeing this like empty dish soap bottle that is getting refilled and refilled and refilled. Like, it was the analogy of that is significant. So I'm not sure what that's about. I was seeing also the numbers. I did mention this, I think, in a previous reading. Maybe I didn't, but I feel like I did. They're relevant for this reading. So 177, 188, 199, and then 661 could be significant. And on the same day, I had this vision of this man. And he was this tall and thin man. He was an older man. I didn't draw him. I could, but I didn't draw him. And he was wearing a towel, and he was like a woman, like covering his top. And he was wearing, maybe it was a robe. Anyways, I feel like it was a towel, like a beach towel. Like maybe he went swimming, he was tied up. And then he had a swimmer's cap on. And the swimming cap, I felt like it was like Easter colors, like purple and green, and maybe with daisies or white flowers on it. I don't know. Maybe Easter is relevant. And he was essentially, what I was perceiving, viewing this man, was he was essentially a model for an artist class. And he came in, that's how it appeared to me, like he was coming in and all these people were waiting for this person to come in. And he took off his towel to pose for the class. And the energy of the class seemed to go from like eagerly awaiting to a form of like offense was taken. Like the energy is just all of a sudden everyone was, I don't want to say everybody, but a lot of people there were kind of like, what? And then I got the sense like this was maybe supposed to be one thing and then it was another. And then it ended up being like, it was supposed to be one thing and then it ended up being another thing. And then there was something unexpected in regards to what was placed on display. Like the reaction of, I didn't sign up for this kind of energy was prevalent, or this is offensive energy, or I'm appalled, this isn't authentic kind of energy, is kind of how the vibe went in the vision or the dream. 5772 could be significant as well. I also have heard a repeat of the Queen song, Another One Bites the Dust. Boom, boom, boom. Another one bites the dust, and another one more. Da 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 da. Another one bites the dust. Hey, da 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 da. Another one bites the dust. Yeah, repeat that same vibe. Oops. Excuse me. I think somebody walked into a toy chest or something upstairs. That could be relevant. Sudden noises out of nowhere. Or sudden objects in your way when you're walking in the dark, perhaps. Let me go up here. There's a few. It's a bit of a long channel. Okay, so we're just gonna go up this part. Okay, I'll go all the way up to this part, and then I'll go down to there. That makes sense. Okay, bear with me. So on May 18th, I got this channel at 1:58 a.m. And when I went to record it, I said February. So I don't know why I said February. I wasn't intending to say February. It just came out of my mouth. Sometimes that happens. We go to say one thing and another thing comes out. But February could be significant. A white sheet. I started seeing this like a piece of paper almost, like a big white sheet with hundreds of blue dots all over it. And the dots were strategically placed, like in order, like in rows. And so it was what I saw, just a white sheet with all these blue dots strategically placed in rows. And something about chaotic energies as well, fighting, like I feel between two sisters, or potentially two sisters, like place it how it fits, but it feels like catty, like sisters. Some sort of disruption about like territory or space could be relevant. As well as, this is weird the way that I got this part of the channel, the way I described it, because I wouldn't normally say this, but it's like I got the word addicts. And I'm somebody who has gone to school to become certified in addictions counseling. So I know about a lot of these terms, and I just have a viewpoint on how I view people who have addictions. That's a bit more personal to me. But anyways, so the word addicts, and I didn't like the way that it was coming out, because the word addict is prevalent for this part of the message, but I wouldn't personally use it the way that it was coming out. Like I would probably say someone or a person or a human is having whatever this difficulty. But Spirit showed me addicts, so this is significant. So there's some sort of need being illuminated in reference to addict. In particular, a need to, and this is another part, a need to dumb down their senses with drugs is significant. And also the utilization of specific types of beats or music to null the experience in their brain-body connection. Numbing is significant. And I wrote this, I channeled it, I wrote it out, I recorded it, and I wrote it out. I wrote it out, and what it made me think about was sorry, I'm kind of having a blank here, but it's still there, and I'm just trying to catch the thought wave that I had. Just give me a moment. Oh, yes. It made me think, like, that shady energy is here. Like, is somebody drugging somebody to, like, dumb out or numb out their senses? And then in that same breath, they're exaggerating, the word exaggerating, Sagittarius, exaggeration, a Sagittarius in the reverse, exaggeration, like they're exaggerating this drugging experience by letting people believe that this person is an addict when in actuality they're just drugged up because they were drugged. This is significant. And then I was showed the white sheet with the blue dots again. And then I heard micro dots. I'm also getting the sense that they may be, like, I don't know, or maybe it wasn't that I was getting a sense, but I was like being shown like high school days, like people did hits of acid. I don't know. I feel like there could be some relevance there. I never personally did acid. I may have been drugged by it, but I never did it consciously. I have been drugged a few times in my teenage years, but I'm going to get to that in this channel because that's relevant as well. Anywho, I heard micro dots in regards to the sheet with the blue dots that are all lined up. And I'm getting the sense that they may be dosages of something like a form of acid or some sort of drug. It's something that's illicit. It's an illicit drug. And I don't know anything more than that, just that's the vibe that it's giving. And then later that day, or at some point that day, I got this like incessant need to be warm. And I had to like curl up with a blanket. I was so cold. But it wasn't cold out. It was really weird that I was cold. And I want to be clear that spirit, this sensation that I'm describing was spirit bringing something to my awareness. I wasn't actually feeling this. This is spirit showing me that somebody is feeling this. Okay. So I just, all of a sudden I got really cold. And I don't do drugs. I'm not someone who drinks. I have drinking before. I've had difficulty with drinking in my younger years, and I haven't had a drink in a little while, quite a little while now. Just to put that reference out there in case someone's like, well, maybe you had something to drink. No, I don't drink, and I don't do drugs, and I don't smoke cigarettes or anything like that. Pretty clean person. I drink water a lot, and that's about it. Maybe I have a pop once in a blue moon. I have black coffee. I don't put anything in my coffee. So just to say, it's very weird that all of a sudden I had this experience. So I started to think, what is this? Like, the understanding of a transference of energy could be relevant here. Ooh, I just cracked my knuckle. So I thought about transference of energy. And that maybe I'm experiencing, like someone is experiencing some form of shakedown of their immune system. Hence the freezing experience, right? And then I was guided to like look up the drug overdose type of stuff. And I did. And so the feeling of cold, what it was showing me could be something that is a result of opiate addictions. I'm also reminded of some experiences from my past, particularly between the ages of 12 and 22. Something with dabbling with social, they want me to share dabbling with social drinking and not understanding the genetic dynamic of alcoholism. This could be significant for somebody because I know this was my story. I went out and drank and wanted to party and wanted to fit in. And I did this at a very young age. I started doing things at a very young age. And I was even younger than 12 when I started. But between 12 and 22 is significant. And so dabbling with social drinking and not understanding genetic dynamics is important and relevant. Also taken advantage of and drugged multiple times. Is that something that occurred to me? And they want me to share this because this is also relevant for somebody here. There's a lot going on in this message. A teenager does come to my mind in regards to this information because I was a teenager, and not just any teenager, like someone who's lost. Like I feel like it's important to share this because it's exhausting, right? Being a teenager is exhausting. Life can be exhausting, but especially when you're a teen, when you're young, like you're trying to find your way, Perhaps we don't feel like we fit in anywhere. Like oftentimes we meet like-minded individuals who are just as lost as we are. And our brains are not fully developed to comprehend. And we tend to connect through our capabilities. So if your environment is toxic, you have to look at the understanding of and the absorption of what your capability is mentally, your capability is emotionally, spiritually, physically. And we don't quite understand them fully just yet when we're in our youth. Often even until we hit 40 for some people, because some people are neurodivergent, and neurodivergent brains don't fully cure until you're much older. But that's aside from the point. We don't quite understand them fully yet. And often the moment is experienced through this sense or this gut feeling that indicates to us like, oh yeah, that's a good idea, we should do that. Or, oh, I got a bad gut feeling, I shouldn't do that, right? And then we have this incessant need to want to fit in somewhere. And then that's when the peer pressure comes in, right? And depending on our capabilities and how they come into play, if we're able to speak up for ourselves or fight for our right to navigate what we're experiencing, right? And stand strong and no, my gut's telling me, no, I'm not going to go along with this, but everybody else is doing it. And then you kind of get swayed out of it. So depending on your capabilities there, that's also very significant. And also depending on the scenario, but what could happen as if we don't have that ability to do that or understand that, or this really strengthened understanding of our intuition and listening to it, the experience can often get hijacked dependent on that, right? So I'm supposed to share this. Spirit wants me to share this for a reason. And I hope this makes sense for somebody out there, or is maybe awakening somebody's viewpoint or understanding of a dynamic that they might be experiencing, because maybe that was very relevant. Also, I want to share symptoms of an opioid. I know I'm not saying that correctly. An overdose of an opioid overdose. You might, if somebody is having this symptoms of this, you could have difficulty walking, talking, even staying awake could be very difficult. Your lips could be turning blue. There could be a grayish or even purple hue to your lips. Your pupils can become very small, like pinpoint-like. Also, the cold and clammy skin, which is what I was feeling that day. Dizziness and confusion, extreme drowsiness, choking, gurgling, and snoring sounds could be also very relevant. And also this breath that's slowed down or weakened even, or not breathing at all, can all be signs of an overdose of an opioid. Okay, so this is relevant to today's channel. I also got the song, I'm going to try to sing it, but I think I'm going to butcher it. I heard the song Lady in Red by Chris DeBerg, I think is how you say his name. And the lyrics I was hearing was, sorry, I know I'm going to butcher this song bad. I've got this crackle in my throat. And there's this need to want to hit the pitch of the man that sings it, but I can't sing that pitch. And I'm trying to find that balance. That at the beginning I said something about finding balance and being calm, right? Could be relevant. I've never seen you looking so lovely as you did tonight. I've never seen you shine so bright. I've never seen so many men ask you if you want to dance. They're looking for a little romance, given half the chance. And I've never seen that dress you're wearing or the highlights in your hair that catch your eye. I've been so blind. Lady in Red is dancing with me, cheek to cheek, There's nobody here. It's just you and me. It's where I wanna be, but I hardly know. There's beauty by my side. I'll never forget the way you looked tonight. That song was in my head. A little entertainment for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. The song 12:51 a.m. could be significant. The song Pretty Little Baby by Connie Francis came in my head. I don't know the lyrics. I didn't look up the song, but what was in my head was, pretty little baby, you're thinking of me too. That's all I heard. I saw also 123 and 1234, so relevant as well. Emergency assistance could be significant as well. Something about a bronze pickup truck, some metallic brown, bronze colored pickup truck. Also, astral projection and monitoring spirits is highly relevant. The word sublime came into my mind, so that could be also significant. And that made me think of also the name Sonia. So somebody named Sonia is also relevant, or maybe you're going to meet someone named Sonia, or you know someone named Sonia, or someone from the past named Sonia. I feel like the past is really relevant because I'm sharing a lot of past things. Also, a salon above a coffee shop, maybe a front, is relevant. The number 14669 is significant. Pardon me. All these confirmation burps. Excuse me. I was made aware of a particular man observing me, an observation. So this might be relevant. Like, you might have somebody watching you, and when you look at them, like, you might see them. Spirit might make you aware, to be aware of somebody around you, somebody walking near you or passing you by. And you might find them familiar. And, like, in particular, the astral projection is coming to mind. Like, you may be somebody like me who can see things like that, like in the astral, or when people pop in through that remote viewing or whatever, and you can see them. That could be relevant here. So there could be some sort of familiarity about somebody, but you can't place it necessarily because you don't really know them. But they're in your energy for whatever reason, or they've passed your energy for whatever reason, is significant. Also, I was reminded about this salon that I briefly worked at. I was connected to it by some family members, an aunt and an uncle in particular. The woman who ran it ended up having addictions issues. So this is relevant. Addictions is definitely really relevant for today's channel. I felt like crack cocaine could be significant, but I mean, I didn't. It was just what the behavior that I witnessed made me think that. Anyways, this woman who ran this salon that hired me, because she was busy apparently, she was often late, or she didn't show up at all. And often, like, she had me tell her clients that she wasn't coming. There was no traffic or walk-ins that came into this place of work, which was weird because that was the whole point of me coming in, is there was supposed to be a lot of traffic for me to make some money, right? I'm a hairdresser. I'm a licensed hairstylist. Like, this is like in the early 2000s, could be relevant in the 2000s. Anyways, I don't recall receiving a paycheck from her, but I'm sure I got something, but it wasn't very much. It was nothing memorable. And the last time I saw this owner, she was really cracked out, and something, like, she was bugging. And she came in, like, she was supposed to have a shift. I was supposed to be working. I came into work, and it's not easy for me to get to this location. It's about an hour and a half ride to drive in to get there, and then an hour and a half out. So I came into work, and she showed up to work just to quit, like, just to say, I'm just coming in to close the shop for the night. You can go home. I quit on the spot that day. It was a waste of my time. I felt very I thought it was really disrespectful of her not to just tell me in advance by calling me saying don't come in. Instead, she had me waste my time and come all the way out there for nothing, you know, as she did often. Anyways, I don't know why this is being brought up and why this man is somehow relevant to this time space, but Spirit is illuminating this for me. And that's the channels that I receive. So we're going to go in and just do some tarot reading on this. I was guided to use the... what is this called? The Telema cards today. I haven't used these in a while, and I kept seeing them in my mind's eye. So I feel like Spirit wanted me to show these. Let me just move these things over here. Put this down here. Anyways, these are the channels. So definitely a little bit all over the place, but all somehow relevant. So Spirit, let me see, what is it that we need to know about this channel today? What is the information giving us? What do you want us to know, please and thank you? So we have the Strength card right off the bat. Six of Cups. So some sort of memories of obtained strength, memories of a past version of you, or influencing the version of who you are today. We'll get into it a little deeper in a moment. And we have the Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands. Yeah. Ace of Swords. Two cards just flipped out here. We have the Nine of Wands here. And we also have a Page of Cups. Page of Cups. I'm going to take those two together because they came out together. Feature energy, please. Knight of Cups. Somebody passionate, romantic, Hangman. Current energy. King of Swords. Could be an authority figure in the environment. Could be a boss. I don't know. I heard mob boss. Three of Wands in the emotions. Okay. Of course. Four of Cups to the Devil. Queen of Pentacles, bottom of the deck. Magician. Five of Pentacles, Nine of Swords. Okay. So with the Strength card, and that being influenced by the Six of Cups, I'm going to hold them up here. Okay. Wait. This way. Sorry, I don't like the way the cards have the names on the bottom because then I cover it with my fingers. My big fingers bothers me. Okay. So with the Strength card here, and it's being influenced by the Six of Cups. Like I said, the Six of Cups is about memories, so something that's nostalgic. It's giving and receiving from the heart space is what this one means in this deck. So you could be somebody who is giving and receiving things from a place of love. Maybe you're experiencing life. Maybe you're very grateful for where you are in your life at this time, because maybe you've come to a space out of a lot of discord or a lot of darkness or addictions, even as we are speaking about addictions today. Maybe the songs that I have stated, like Another One Bites the Dust, maybe you've lost people in your life that were very relevant to you. Maybe you have had these really pivotal experiences in life where you are made to understand what to be grateful for. And that is what we tend to go through, right? When we learn big pivotal things in our lives and when we really step up to our plates, it's through, unfortunately, oftentimes a lot of misfortune. So this is what's influencing Strength. So you could be somebody who's had to harness a lot of strength through the upheavals that you've been through, and like take courage in regards to your situation. Maybe you've had to rebuild your self-esteem. Maybe you've had to really trust in the process and trust in God, trust in your faith. Religion did come up, beliefs came up. So trust in your beliefs in God, in the process of where you're going, could be relevant. Also, the need to continue to harness this inner strength to be able to move forward. And that can lead to the Ten of Wands, right? The Ten of Wands is about burdens, but not just any burdens. Like maybe you've held a lot of burdens that were not yours, that have had to get you to gain, cultivate strength, right? Through determination. This card is really showing me like somebody who's holding on to a lot. Like if you look at, they're holding a whole bunch of sticks going up a hill. My nose got really itchy when I started reading this reading. Could be relevant. I feel like wherever it's going requires you to continue to have the fresh aspect of what you've understood, what you've recently had to come to understand of your reality. And maybe you're someone who has gone through life needing to, like, just always looking for the worst because it's always the worst. And when you go through if you anticipate the worst to happen, it's not as much of a disappointment as it actually being the worst thing that could happen. I feel like that's relevant here in regards to this burdens card, because I feel like what someone here is not maybe understanding, or maybe you're having difficulty with, I think we can all like have days where, you know, we can be in this place where we're really grateful for everything that we have. We could see where we are in life, and then we move forward and it's daunting. Maybe we're going somewhere where we don't know where we're going, and it's difficult to think that we could actually obtain or receive where it is that we're trying to obtain or manifest, right? And I feel like this, like pushing forward through the pain of the past, but with the new mindset too, to understand that you are obtaining from the pain of the past new gains. And I think emphasis on new gains in regards to this card, because whoever I'm speaking to here, it's like you've been through something very pivotal where you've really had a chance to see things for what they are and you're able to cultivate from those lessons, those teachings, and build who you are now. And it's like you've become a whole new person. And I feel like if this is resonating with you, you might be somebody who is maybe unrecognizable to those of your past. There's a lot of past energy in the explanation of like the channels and stuff, and it's a bit sporadic and all over the place, but these could all be relevant for somebody here in regards to aspects of what they may have dealt with, or multiple of you that have dealt with different various things that I may have said something about. And if it resonates with you, or you know what I'm talking about when I'm stating it, then perhaps that part of the message is for you. So this need to cultivate from your past the strength, and to be grateful, and to look forward with new sight, new eyes. And then we have in the past, like the truth was revealed to you. You were able to look at things in a new perspective, logically speaking. Maybe, let's say you're somebody who dealt with addictions and you couldn't see things straight, or it was something that you had to do to numb your pain, or dumb down the experience of the environment because no one was perceiving you accurately, or permitting space for you to be perceived accurately. That's illuminating for whatever reason. If that resonates, then so be it. But with the Ace of Swords, it's like just this understanding of what you know what was, like where you don't want to be, and know where you want to go. And with your logic that you've obtained and understanding how people can be, perhaps you were able to navigate through and move forward because you were able to witness the truth of it all. And with the Ace of Swords, this is like the ideas of new energy coming through, and they're rooted energy because you've lived it. Like you actually have the life experience to be able to push forward in whatever it is that you're here to do, whatever it is, this new gain that you're trying to invest in through the burdens that you've obtained or have lived, and trying to change and redirect your way of being, and working on yourself hard to do that is what's really illuminating in this. It's like you've done work through hardship to get beyond or past, to get yourself to a healthier version of you, because you had no choice, is how that feels. I can relate to that in a big way. So we have the Nine of Wands and we have the Page of Cups as well. And these two fell out together. Now, the Nine of Wands could be about some seeds that you're planting. Maybe this need to release like what does not serve you anymore. And it's mustering up, I think, also courage to move forward with everything that you've learned. And I think particularly the emotions. I think my son's up. Just one second, guys. Sorry about that. Yeah, so yeah, with the Nine of Wands, it's about detachment. With the Page of Pentacles is about emotional detachment in regarding this card. So the Nine of Wands is emotionally detaching yourself from the seeds, from the things that do not serve you anymore, so that the seeds that you're trying to cultivate or trying to release or have planted start to grow richer, because the emotional attachments to the past pull old energy forward, right? So you want to just release yourself of these energies, and it's just mustering up that it's not necessarily going to be the easiest journey moving forward, right? When you are dealing with nostalgic memories and all the things that you've learned and all the things that have gained strength, there are pivotal people in your life that you've had to leave behind, and you wouldn't be where you are today if you didn't do this periodically throughout your life. And I mean, nobody is here for like everybody's here for like a season, right? Not everybody's here to stay. There's very few who are here to stay with your whole journey. And so it's understanding the lessons and the teachings that we have learned. But I feel like with the Page of Cups, this is also about emotional detachment, and maybe you still have some connections with your past that you're attached to, that are difficult to release. And there's this mustering up courage to continue to move on and have faith in the where you know you're supposed to be going is extremely relevant here. And this is, I think, what you've been struggling with likely as of late. Maybe there's pivotal people from your past that you're not able to connect with or communicate with due to the circumstance. Maybe they're gone, maybe they've passed, maybe they've done you wrong, and maybe you're still deciphering through some of the understandings of what was risen prior to this with the truth, right? With the illumination of it all. And moving forward with the Knight of Cups, it's fighting through it with your passions. The Knight of Cups is all about, that's my rabbit. The Knight of Cups is all about fighting through. It's about being enthusiastic and doing the things that your heart's desire. And so this is understanding that it's the love that you have within you that's fueling this incessant need to, I don't know if that's the right word, but I'm using that word a lot today. I don't even know what that word means. Let me look it up. I don't even know if I'm going to write that correctly. How do you write that? Incessant? Incessant. What word is that? That's not correct. Non-stop, never-ending, ceaseless, continuous, continual. So just to have this incessant need to keep fighting for what you love, keep fighting for the joy and the peace that you have in your life, because you have gratitude and because you understand things from a different perspective. I think a lot of the time we move on from, we grow and we move on and we leave people behind. And it's hard to fathom sometimes the release of who you are from people. They will contain you in this idea of who they think you are forever. And they're never going to know any different because they're in your past. And you're going to move forward and continue growing and evolving and not looking back. But you have some people that are in your life who don't know how to do that. And they're stuck in these cyclic natures and they just keep doing the same loop over and over and over again until they can figure out how to get out. And that's not your problem. And I think oftentimes we get placed with people and we feel they're our friends and we feel they're our family and we need to stick by them. But the truth is they are only happy when they have the more watered down version of you. They aren't, because that's where they're comfortable, right? They don't want to grow and expand. They want to continue what's comfortable for them. And that could be something that you might be struggling with. And so just to continue doing what you love, continue doing your passions, continue making yourself happy first, and being enthusiastic about your heart's desires, because they are leading you to they're leading you to deeper pathways, extended pathways. We have the current energy, Hangman energy, which is about sacrifice and surrender. This could be dedication, gaining new perspectives. But I feel like for whoever this is, you may have had to sacrifice a lot or surrender up a lot to get to the positioning of where you're going. And I don't think that anybody likely understands the nature of that hardship that you may have grown in or from, to constantly sacrifice yourself and surrender up for others is very selfless and often misunderstood or misconstrued, and especially by those who don't understand your nature And I would put money down that you are likely surrounded by people who didn't understand your nature. And that's also people allowing you to sacrifice yourself. Like they're okay with you sacrificing yourself as long as they're happy. So it sounds like you might be struggling with someone from your past coming back in, trying to pull you down or pull you back into some sort of loop, this repetitive loop that you've already learned the lessons from. And I feel like they kept you contained in a specific dynamic in regards to who you are and their memories, and they cannot seem to release you of this. And so they're just going to keep going with the same dialogue, like maybe gaslight you or manipulate you into believing whatever it is that you're doing is wrong and you should be coming back or doing this is what's right. You're wrong and they're right. And in the environment, we have the King of Swords coming up. And the King of Swords is, it's like thinking through the plans, and like this could be who's coming through as somebody who is very educated, potentially maybe they're somebody who has expertise in whatever. Maybe there's somebody who's an expert. Like I heard mob boss earlier. So this like could be somebody who's an expert in understanding, I don't know how to really affiliate mob boss, but I don't think that's actual, like maybe it's legit, but I feel like whoever this is coming in, it's like this genius type approach, but on a shady scale of like you should think through your plans. You should getting you to look back at everything. Like this is somebody who is making you like reconsider the memories that you have with them or with the people that you're forgetting or leaving behind. This is somebody who also could have that you could be having this emotional, what was the word I used? The emotional detachment, like the need to have an emotional detachment from this person, because it's falling underneath the Page of Cups and the Nine of Wands. So everything, like this is all about what you're planting and what you're doing to move forward, and this person doesn't want you to do that because you moving forward from this person who is in the environment now. So this is somebody coming in. This is somebody who's trying to make you think through, and they're going to use words that are going to carry weight, that are going to tug at your heartstrings, that are going to try to pull you down in some way, shape, or form and make you think that you're less than deserving of whatever it is that you're trying to do. That's what that's giving. And then we have the Three of Wands, which is exploring new ideas, awaiting for creative discoveries to come through. This is about daydreaming. This is like you have thoughts and ideas merging on a continuous basis for whoever I'm speaking with. Whatever it is that you do, you are putting in a lot of work and effort into wherever it is that your heart is longing for to be, and you need to continue being diligent with this and passionate about this. With the Nine of Cups, you need to continue to fight for the release of the burdens and moving in the direction of new gains, right? And this has that King of Swords in their emotions about that, and they're in their emotions so much so that we have the Devil coming in the outcome with the Four of Cups. And this is like you're going to be tested on how much effort you're going to put into it, or how much like lethargic energy. The Four of Cups is like you're not really, this kind of came up in, I think it was yesterday's reading as well. It's like this could be even spell work, because I think it was spell work that came up with yesterday's reading. I don't know if I posted that one yet. I did a couple of readings. I posted one. I was planning on posting that one, but I may post this one first. Anywho, all that to say, like the Devil is abandon addictions. This is outer change required. This is do not let others control you or confuse you, cause confusion to you. Because that's what they're doing. They're coming in to confuse you. They're coming in to create discord for you. And they're coming in to create some sort of lack mindset where you feel lethargic, you feel bored. stubborn, maybe that you feel like life is not moving, or that you're not getting these explosive, energetic ideas, these downloads from the Three of Wands. It's all an illusion and a projection is how this is feeling that is coming forward. And you must be aware that beyond this, like I have the Queen of Pentacles, and you could resonate as the Queen of Pentacles. But then behind her, you have the Magician. So maybe you have a Queen of Pentacles in your life that's causing you, I feel like you might be the Queen of Pentacles here. I feel like you're moving away, because she's moving away from the magic, you see, and these two cards. And she's also moving away from the Five of Pentacles. It's energy that's stale. It's energy from what I'm reading here. And like you have people sitting up worrying about this with the Nine of Swords, trying to figure out how to create what you're doing, how to do what you're doing, how to find stability in your foundation with the Four of Wands. And they're under judgment. This is a Judgment card, because you're a very kind, loving, intuitive human being, and this is your birthright. This is your right. You've done the work and you've earned where you're going. And this is what's being bestowed to you. It's your blessings. And you're starting a new pathway. And your cups are filled, because you're building a Ten of Pentacles. Hello. And you've got some partnerships coming in. Could be a High Priestess walking away, a bit salty with the Eight of Cups because of some things she did under the moon. That's illuminating here. Could be some death magic. King of Wands gaining a tower. This is an Earth Angel. This could be balance is being restored. This is justice. This is temperance. I think you're an Earth Angel. They're trying to make you confused and stuck, because that's where they flourish. But you're not there anymore, because you're the Emperor. You've had enough Three of Swords heartache for, it feels like a lot of people, the equivalent of heartache for a lot of people. You're someone who could hold a lot of heartache. That was fun, going through the bottom of my deck. Anywho, guys, this is the message. I hope it resonated. I hope it was helpful. Thank you for sharing space with me today. And I'll try and get back soon. Until next time, take care.